Hi Jay, it's wonderful that you're with us today, and we need to start off by saying that everybody in the adult and community education world is such a fan of both Money for Nothing, The Repair Shop, and now we're all watching Jay and Dom's. So, so, so it's brilliant that you have come to join us, but it's actually not about the activities of the repair shop we want to talk about, really. Is that we've read a few articles recently and we've seen you on the television talking about reading and what it's like to be sort of not quite a non-reader as an adult, but somebody who doesn't enjoy it. So when did you first come aware that, you know, reading was a bit of an issue for you?
I think I became aware that reading was an issue at secondary school. I went through some trials and tribulations at secondary school, and it was kind of apparent that I was being naughty to get away from reading. So what they would ask you to do at school would basically say, all right, read that page, you read that page, and you go down the line, but I will always crack a joke and stuff. So I kind of knew then, but it only really became apparent when I went to university and I got tested for being dyslexic. My ex-wife saw me struggling with reading the heavy text that I had to read. And she said, oh, we got to get you tested. And once I got tested, they said to me that I probably still got it. A reading ability of an 11-year-old is what they found out with me. So that's when I found out I was dyslexic.
So you're not on your own. You know, 1 in 5 people, adults in England, are around the same level or less
Yeah.
than an 11-year-old, but it's often unseen. So how
Yeah.
did you cover up? You know, did you have coping strategies? How did you cover up?
I think us dyslexic people, we're super smart. We are just the ones that do things in a completely different way. So there'll be a way of avoiding to fill in an application form. There'll be a way of avoiding filling in or reading anything. It would just be like, oh, my eyes hurt and I've got a bit of dust in there. What does that say? Or you just totally divert the question somewhere else. The coping strategies that you find in life, especially when you're unable to read, when everything is text heavy, whether it's an entry to a door or whether it's the direction or what you're supposed to do, it's all in text. It's almost as if everybody can read. So the people who can't read, you just have to kind of follow and make it up as you go along. So if you notice that there is a direction that everybody's going a different way, go that way with them, because obviously they're following a sign that tells them go through that door. So I just found watching people a lot easier than reading, because you just follow the instructions of what they're doing and you just follow suit, really. So that's how I did it. It's just coping strategies. I've had loads of different jobs. One, I don't know how I got all of them. I don't think I ever filled in an application form, but I've had quite a few jobs, and I might have got people to fill those in for me. Yeah, I've just coped. I've just coped.
And were you the type of person, what happened when you went to a restaurant? You know, how did you impress, you know, the love of your life? What did you do then?
I never impressed the love of my life. I'm probably one of the most boringest people you're ever likely to meet, because when I go to a restaurant, the guys at the repair shop would tell you this, and anybody who's been with me, I am probably one of the most unexciting eaters ever, because I'll go to a restaurant, I'll try something, and once I found that one dish, that's all I'm eating when I go there. They could have a special on the board, I can't read it. They'll have a menu, I don't know what it says, and then I'm like, no, this here. So there's a Chinese restaurant I go to, and I'm not going to plug their name. I've been going there since I was about 15, 16. Was introduced to it via Askew's Team Limited, the modeling agency I used to work for, taking pictures for them. And I've been eating the same meal since I was 15 years old. I go there and I never order anything else. I go to the repair shop, at the hotel that we stay in, I eat the same food every night. At home, I eat the same food all the time. I'm very, very boring. So restaurants don't scare me. I just don't go to I don't go to new restaurants.
Thinking back to your early days, what would you say to teachers now? You know, what would you say? How do they spot people like yourself, and how do they help you more? What would be your tip for a teacher?
I think teachers, to tell them the truth, teachers have got it quite bad, because there's a lot of responsibility thrown onto teachers. And me personally, I like the responsibility to be spread out a bit further, so it goes into community. But for teachers, identifying someone who is dyslexic, it is just, and I think teachers already do this, whether you're in pastoral care or just in the classroom, you've got a kind of notion of why little Johnny or Tracy might be playing up, and it's like because they're scared of those big words to reading and feeling embarrassed in front of their peers. So the acting out becomes a kind of defense mechanism. I don't know enough, I must say, of the development of how you identify and support dyslexic people. I know when I went to university, I got support, but in the 70s and the 80s, when I was growing up, it was kind of like a new thing. And when you look at the kind of characteristics of a dyslexic person who doesn't like authority, likes to do things a different way, if you give them a particular way of doing something, they'll think and come up with a different solution. And sometimes that can seem quite challenging to institutions or anything like that. So I would say to teachers, you're doing a great job, first and foremost, and also just be a little bit more understanding as into how everybody is different and everybody learns in a different way, and how can that person be best supported with the way that they learn. That's the only thing. But I think teachers doing a great job. I've worked in a number of schools in pastoral care and externally, and I must say, if I had my hat on, and apologies for anybody listening to this, I haven't got a shirt on, I've got no hat. I'm just in my workshop doing what I'm doing. But if I did have a hat on, I would take it off and salute all of the teachers watching this, because you guys do a brilliant job. And sometimes society puts too much on you and too much responsibility. So yeah, sorry about that.
Jay, that's brilliant. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Jay. That's brilliant. Thank you.
Cool.